Hello everyone! In this video you will learn hearsay reporting. Let's first take a look at what hearsay is. Hearsay, as you can see here in the definition, is information which you have been told but don't know to be true. And report means to tell people about something. Let's take a look at the first example now. Homer is the assumed author of the Iliad and the Odyssey. As you know, these are two hugely influential epic poems of the ancient Greece. And you know that these two books contain myths about the ancient Greece. So, we say that we assume Homer is the author. Okay. We think that he is the author because we have been told that way. In hearsay, we can say it is assumed that Homer is the author. It is assumed. Or we can just say Homer is assumed to be the author. These two are examples of hearsay reporting. As a reporting verb here we use assume, but we have more verbs like agree, decide, know, say, or think. Let's take a look at more examples by talking about the fall of Troy, located in Anatolia, and these two books are based on the fall of Troy. Let's try to find some hearsay reporting in this text. The fall of Troy is said to be caused by the Trojan horse. In Greek mythology, the tale of fall of Troy was recorded in two epics, the Iliad and the Odyssey, which are thought to be significant in the future of world literature. So, here we can say is said to be is an example of hearsay report. It is said to be caused. So that means this is a myth. Historians don't know for sure. They are not sure. They say it that way. They say that the fall of Troy was caused by the Trojan horse. Or we have, which are thought to be here, and that means people think that these epics will be significant. They are thought to be significant in the future. So here we can say the first one refers to present time and the second one refers to the future time. Let's see one more example. Why did the Trojan War start? The Trojan War was fought between Greeks and the defenders of the city of Troy in Anatolia. The affair between Paris and the Spartan queen Helen was said to trigger the conflict. And here, was said to trigger is an example of hearsay reporting, and it means this was what other people said. And here you see we refer to the past time, okay? What does that mean? The affair, the relationship between Paris and the Spartan queen Helen was said to start to trigger the conflict, that means. And this was what other people said. So you see, we can note that hearsay reporting is based on thoughts, beliefs, gossip, or rumor. Let's analyze the sentences one by one. The first one, we assume that Homer is the author. In hearsay, we can say, it is assumed that Homer is the author. In the first one, you see this is the active form, but in the second one, in hearsay, we change it into passive, starting with it. We say is because of the passive form, okay? And we have the verb 3 form of the main verb here. Or people said that the affair started the conflict, changed into it was said that the affair started the conflict. So you see, this is in the active form, okay? I use the subject here, but here it is in the passive form. I don't know who said it. It is just a hearsay for me. It can be a thought, it can be a rumor or an opinion. I don't know. the source of the information. And one more example. People think the Iliad and the Odyssey will be significant in the future of world literature, changed into it is thought that the Iliad and the Odyssey will be significant in the future of world literature. And again, you see that we follow the same pattern. We change the active form into the passive form, starting with it, is, and verb 3, okay, to make it hearsay. So you see, we use it plus passive reporting verb plus a that clause. To refer to the present time, we use it is plus verb 3. To refer to the past time, we use it was plus verb 3. And we continue with a that clause. So now we know that this sentence is a hearsay, okay? It is assumed that Homer is the author. There is one more option for us, which is this. Homer is assumed to be the author. So, this one is a hearsay. This one is also a hearsay. Or when we take a look at these two, we can also say that both of them are hearsay reporting sentences, okay? It was said that the affair started the conflict means the affair was said to start the conflict. Both of them are hearsays, but the only difference is their structures are different. You see, the first version of hearsay starts with it is verb 3 or it was verb 3 and follows with a that clause here. But in the second version of the hearsay reporting, we take the subject of the that clause as the subject here. Okay, we start with the subject and we add the passive reporting verb here was said and we add to verb 1. Here we did the same thing as well. We added the subject of that clause as the subject here. We added passive reporting verb, then followed with to verb 1. The last example shows a hearsay as well. It is thought that they will be significant in the future of world literature. In the new sentence, we will take they as the subject and we will say they are thought to be. Let's see how it is. They are thought to be significant in the future of world literature. So you see, in the new sentence, we use they as the subject and we change is into are and keep verb 3 the same. Then will be changed into to be, okay? And both of them are hearsay reporting sentences. And you see we use to verb 1 in all of these. So how is this possible? Let's go back to the first example. If both sides are in present, I can change is into to be here, okay? Or if both sides are in the past, as in here, I can add to verb 1 here. I don't say started, I can say to start, okay? Or if one side is in present and the other side is in future, as in the example here, I can change it into to verb 1 as well. Let's note the rule here. To verb 1 is possible when both sides are in present simple, in past simple, or the first part, it is taught, is in present simple, and the verb in the that clause is in the future simple. Here we see a before and after caused by Donald Trump. You know, he promised to build a wall like this and he did it. And many people thought that he was making a mistake. So how can I rewrite it in a hearsay reporting sentence? I can say it was thought that Trump was making a mistake, or Trump was thought to be making a mistake. So you see, continuous forms are also possible while writing a hearsay reporting sentence. You see, we have two options while using the continuous form. In the first option, it's in the that clause, so there's no change that Trump was making a mistake, that Trump was making a mistake. But here, Trump becomes the subject and we say was sold, okay? And then we add to verb 1 to be making, okay? Because it's in the continuous form, we have to write to be and verb ing after it. Moving on with an example from Japan, a Japanese house. This is an entryway into a Japanese house. Most visitors to Japan mess up the shoes rule at least once. While it's definitely not the end of the world, it is best to avoid this faux pas by simply being observant. If you notice a pile of shoes or see others removing their shoes, you know what to do. So now we know that while entering into a Japanese home, we should remove our shoes to avoid this faux pas, this social mistake. So, based on this situation given here, what can we say? We can say everybody in Japan knows that shoes are removed in the Genkan. Let's rewrite it in hearsay. It is known that shoes are removed, or shoes are known to be removed. And you see, our removed is in present simple passive here, and I have two options. In the first option, there is no change. Shoes are removed. Shoes are removed. As you can see, there is no change here, okay? But there is a change here. Shoes, now the subject, are known to be removed. I add to be verb 3 here. So we use passive in hearsay here. Another example for this situation. Japanese people know that visitors are confused about the shoes rule. How can I rewrite it in hearsay? It is known that visitors are confused, I can say, or visitors are known to be confused. Here again, you see are confused is in passive, and in the that clause there is no change, but in this one there is a change to be verb 3. Visitors is the subject now, are known to be verb 3, I say. So as we can see from the examples here, we can use present simple passive in the form of emissary verb 3 or to be verb 3 in hearsay reporting, okay? The same pattern here, emissary verb 3 or to be verb 3. So the notice, present simple passive can also be used in hearsay reporting. In this first exercise, we'll see some examples from Russia. If you're in Russia and giving flowers to a friend or somebody, you should be very careful because the number of flowers must be odd. How many flowers are there? 1, 2, 3. So the number is odd. Okay. Otherwise, they are said to bring bad luck or even death in Russian culture. Let's see the examples now. The exercise wants us to use hearsay reporting to rewrite the given situations. At this point, you know that you can stop the video when you want to test yourself. Let's see the first situation together. People in Russia believe that giving 2 flowers brings bad luck. We will rewrite it in 2 versions. In the first version, I will just change this part and rewrite it in the passive. And my new sentence will look like this. Ready to see the answer? It is believed in Russia. Okay. After that clause, there is no change, as you can see. I just changed this part and I rewrite it in passive. The second one. In the second one, you know given 2 flowers will be the subject now. Okay. Given 2 flowers is believed to bring bad luck in Russia. I use to verb 1 here because in both sides the verb tense is the same: believe, present simple, brings, present simple, so I can use to verb 1 here. Moving on with the second situation, here we will focus on the underlined part here. This belief originated in the times of ancient Russia when the East Slavs believed that even numbers symbolize the end of their life cycle, even numbers like 2, 4, or 6. Okay, so in the first version, again, we will change this part into the passive and we will say it was believed. Okay, East Slavs believed, past simple, that's why I say it was believed. And in the second version, I will take this part, even numbers. Okay. This will be my subject. Ready to see the answer? Even numbers were believed to symbolize the end of their life cycle. To recap, here we focused on the verb tenses. If in the given situation there is present simple tense like believe, we change it into passive like it is believed, okay? Or if it's in past simple, believed, we say was believed or were believed, depending on the singularity or plurality of the subject. In this exercise, we will practice rewriting again, focusing on the underlined parts. Let's read the text together. Gandhi was an Indian lawyer, politician, social activist, and writer. People in India considered that Gandhi was one of the greatest leaders. As he became the leader of the nationalist movement against the British rule in India, his followers believed that he was doing great things. In addition, they accepted that he was the father of India. And it seems that nothing has changed. People still think that India's independence is celebrated thanks to him. Let's take the first underlined sentence. People in India considered that Gandhi was one of the greatest leaders. Okay, so we will rewrite it in 2 versions again. In the first version, we will change this part into passive. So, let's see the answer. It was considered that Gandhi was one of the greatest leaders. After that, you see there is no change. The changes in the first part, in the main clause here, we changed it from active into passive. And the second version. In the second version, we will start with Gandhi as the subject. Ready to see the answer? Gandhi was considered to be one of the greatest leaders. Moving on with the second one, his followers believed that he was doing great things. In the first version, again we will change this part into passive and start with it. Let's see the answer. It was believed that he was doing great things. Again, you see there is no change in the that clause. And in the second version, we will take he as the subject and start with he. Let's see the answer. He was believed to be doing great things. At this point, you can ask teacher, why is this to be doing and why is this to be? Remember, these 2 parts are in past simple. There is no time difference. That's why we say was considered to verb 1. Okay, was changed into be here. But here, there is a continuity. There is a continuous form, past continuous, he was doing. And I have to transfer this meaning into the new sentence, like to be verb ing. Okay, that's the difference. The next one, they accepted that he was the father of India. Okay, let's see it here. They accepted, I will change this part into passive as in here or in here, and I will say it was accepted that he was the father of India. In the second version, I will take he as the subject, now you know it, and I will start with he, and my new sentence will look like this. He was accepted to be the father of India. And the last one, people still think that India's independence is celebrated thanks to him. Let's take it here. So, in this example now, we will first again change this part into passive. Ready to see the answer? It is still thought that India's independence is celebrated thanks to him. So, after that clause, you see there is no change here, but we changed the active form into the passive form. And in the second version, we will use India's independence as the subject. We will start with it, and the new sentence will look like this. India's independence is still thought to be celebrated thanks to him. In these examples, you see we used present simple passive in hearsay reporting. That's why we say to be verb 3, to be celebrated, okay? To recap, you see in these first versions we use passive, it was considered, was believed, was accepted, or it is thought, okay, depending on the verb tense. And for the second versions, to recap, we can say if there are two verb tenses and they are the same, like past simple and past simple, we can change it into to be, to verb 1, or as in the example here, accepted, was, accepted, to be, I can say. If there's a continuous action, like he was doing, I change it into to be doing. Or if there's present simple passive, as in here, I change it into to be verb 3. This is the end of the lesson today. Now see the checklist.